Oh man. All right. Hi. Hi, Leo. Look at that. Look at the camera. I know, you're looking for your dad. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to a very special video today. Obviously, elephant in the room. We have a new dog. Huh? Trevor left a little while ago. He has a very... Oh. Hi. Hello. Okay. He has a very deep attachment to Trevor right away, which is fine. I'm not salty. I was the one who found your listing, picked you out and everything, but it's fine. It's cool, dude. That's okay. When Trevor's gone, clearly I get some attention, but yeah, he's looking for Trevor right now. So that's why if he looks worried, that is what's going on. But I want you guys to officially meet Leo. Say hi. Say hi to the camera. You don't know what that is. That's okay. Oh. As you guys can see, he is a beautiful boy. He's got separation anxiety right now. We have a few things we need to work on with him, with that clearly being one of them. So I don't think he's gonna pay attention very well right now. He's just staring out the window waiting for Trevor to come back. But this video is all about introducing you guys to Leo and showing you guys the adoption process. We adopted him through Bubbles Dog Rescue, which is a dog rescue here in California. They service both Southern California and Northern California. If anyone is looking for a dog, please check out their available dogs. They have a ton of dogs that they rescue off the euthanasia list. They also rescue dogs who may have medical problems, like Leo actually did. He actually had a fundraiser to become a tripod, which I don't think you guys can see super well right now because of the way he's laying, but he does not have his front left leg, but it does not hinder him. It doesn't stop him. He is still a very, very happy dog, despite what you guys see right now with him already missing his new dad so much. I'm just chopped liver at this point. Hey dude, he'll be back. He'll be back soon. But he was originally listed as a German Shepherd mix. They thought German Shepherd Doberman, but our trainer who helped us out during this adoption process, she helped us out by doing a temperament assessment and things like that. She thinks that he is actually an Australian Kelpie, which is a breed I'd never heard of, so I never would have guessed that. But the more that we read up on the breed and everything, we were like, okay, yeah, no, he probably is an Australian Kelpie, which actually oddly was like one of the signs for us to go ahead and adopt him, which I'll get into in a second. But either way, we do plan on doing a DNA test with him. I've actually already ordered it. It's on its way. So we'll probably be doing that in a vlog later on. But a little bit about Leo. Unfortunately, the rescue does think that he is missing his leg because he got hit by a car. The vets, I guess, estimated that he'd probably had his broken left leg for about 8 months by the time the rescue finally got to him. He was in a shelter. He was on the euthanasia list and very luckily was saved by Bubbles Dog Rescue. And when they took him in to get neutered, they got better x-rays of his front left leg. You could tell that it was twisted and stuff, but a lot of the vets were like saying, oh, it doesn't bother him, it doesn't hurt him. But when they got the better x-rays when they neutered him, they found that his leg was really, really more injured than originally thought and that he was actually in a lot of pain. So the conclusion for him to be able to live the best and most full life was for them to just go ahead and remove it. And according to his foster parents, once it was removed and he kind of started to get used to it, it just improved him so much. He unfortunately has been bounced around from foster home to foster home, and he does have anxiety and separation anxiety, which are things that we are working on with him. We are happy to. It is something that we are very, very familiar with working with, so it wasn't something that intimidated us. I will say though, I mean, at this point where I'm filming this, we've had him for less than 24 hours. Right now we're a little bit overwhelmed because obviously you guys know we had Spartacus for 9.5 years and we forgot how much the work was in the beginning, so we're like remembering and stuff and getting back into that groove of having to set up that training and that bond relationship. The other reason why we weren't like super intimidated by the anxiety and stuff is because we do recognize he is a very high energy breed, so he is going to be a very, very different speed for us. And we know that dogs who have that high energy and stuff and don't have a structure and don't have training in place, and especially with him being a working breed, of course they're going to develop anxiety and everything like that. So our trainer and us are fully confident that once he does get a schedule under his belt and we do put work in with him training, and it is going to be a lot of work. We already know. We know he's just going to be a great dog. He's going to be a great adventure dog, super loyal. He's already like super loyal to Trevor. I can already tell you guys he is incredibly intelligent. You guys will see in the next vlog. He learned a new command in less than 5 minutes. It was honestly so nuts. I was in such shock. So he is Like, I'm not even saying smart, he is intelligent. Like, he was like opening the toilets and stuff today, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna have to like baby proof the toilets and everything. But I found his listing originally about 4 or 5 weeks ago, and there was something about him that just pulled me. I couldn't close out his listing, and I had been looking through dog profiles for about a month and a half before that, because for me, I missed having a dog right away. No one ever obviously could replace Spart. I mean, even with this new baby in here, I was still crying over Spart last night, because I was crying over the fact that, like, I wish that they could have met after the initial hump of introducing them. Trevor and I totally feel like, had Leo come when Pip and Spart were here with his like high energy, like Spart definitely would have played with him for like 5 minutes, but Spart just did not have that energy capacity. He would have like sat on the couch with Pip and just let Leo run around, run in circles, and just like let Leo entertain them. So yeah, I mean, it doesn't replace the grieving or anything like that, but it is nice because it's a new friend, a new companion, and a new outlet to pour the love I have into. So I'm really excited to work with him. I personally feel like with everything that Spart taught us, it would have been a waste to go with like an easy dog, because like, you know, like a lot of people can take an easy dog, but not a lot of people have the skills and the knowledge and the confidence to bring in a dog that needs work into their home. And we were happy to do that for him. We're so happy that he's here, that he's a part of the family. And I think that, yeah, like I said, there was a reason why I couldn't close out his profile. So this video is gonna be taking you guys through his adoption process. I have been filming it step by step. I also snuck in a couple clips from past vlogs where I hinted at the fact that we were possibly getting a dog. Oh, and I should mention, Leo was his foster name and we are keeping it. I did say Star Wars names only, but it turns out there's actually a Star Wars clone trooper named Leo who actually has a pretty badass story. I don't think that he's like fully canon, but it's close enough. I'll take it. One less thing to have to make him adjust to is a new name, even though he doesn't really know the name Leo super well, but we feel like it fits him, so we just kept it. But yeah, I hope you guys really enjoy seeing the adoption process. A couple of things that you guys don't know about it that kind of like tugged at our hearts and were to us like kind of signs that this was the dog to bring into our home were, for me, the one that really got me. The last photo, and I won't put it up because it is kind of sad, the last photo I have of Spart and I, he was sitting in my lap for comfort while we were waiting to go to the vet. Like, I was sitting cross-legged and he sat in my lap. It's a thing that he didn't do very often. Like, he sat in my lap before, but it was so rare. So the fact that he did that morning, like, really got me. Trevor asked me to take a photo to send to him because he wasn't with us at the time, so I did. So that's the last photo I have of Spart and I. And the very first image that I have of Leo and I together, he's sitting in my lap. It was from our first meeting. Once he calmed down from the new surroundings, he came and he sat in my lap like 2 or 3 times, and I took a video of one of the times of that. So it was just like, to me, kind of like heartwarming that my last image that I had with Spart and my first image that I have with Leo were the same image. And then also too, after we discovered, sorry, I'm getting misty. Like I said, still miss him. I really wish that they could have met. I think that they would have had a lot of fun together. But the other thing that kind of got to us was after we, you know, discovered that he was probably an Australian Kelpie, Trevor decided he wanted to watch the movie Love and Monsters. It was a movie we'd never heard of. It came out in 2020 and he was like, oh yeah, I saw like a little snippet of it the other day and I kind of want to watch. So we watched it and we realized the dog featured in that movie for Love and Monsters, and this was 2 days before our second meeting with Leo, that dog was an Australian Kelpie who looks almost identical to Leo. And we literally looked at each other and we're like, is that a sign? So like during the whole movie we were like half watching because we were like looking up Australian Kelpie as a breed and like learning about the breed and stuff. Honestly, when we get that DNA test back, I will be so shocked if Australian Kelpie is not either the majority of him or at least a good strong percentage of his mix, because he definitely looks like one, he definitely acts like one as far as like the breed and the temperament and everything goes, and also the intelligence and obedience and the loyalty, all of that stuff. So I'm pretty positive we're gonna get back Australian Kelpie results. But anyways, okay, I'm gonna quit rambling. This guy and I have a lot to clean up. The house looks like chaos right now because, you know, we were just trying to get him comfortable on that first day. So I'm gonna go ahead and let you guys into Leo's adoption journey. And this corner is so bare now, though we do need to obviously vacuum and stuff, but yeah, feeling really spacious over here. We're not sure what we're gonna do here yet. We're at different places on what we'd like to see in here. So until we're both on the same page, I don't think that this is gonna get anything permanent for a while. I need to figure out how to temporarily style it, because the piece of furniture that I would like to style this on, we cannot get yet. We'll probably be able to get it in spring, because that furniture piece won't make sense until we get something else here in the house. Which, I'm sorry, I know that that's probably getting really, really annoying. I like don't want to say anything because like you just never know how something like this goes. Some friends watching know what I'm talking about. I'm sure very excited, but I just like, I'm trying to keep my mouth shut. It's like one of those things that I'm like super excited for, but like I said, I just like, I don't want to talk about it just yet. I literally spent the whole afternoon editing, then took a break because we had a discussion and decided to move forward on something that I've been hoping to move forward on. So we'll talk to you guys more about that in a little bit. Hopefully in a video coming very soon. Fingers crossed. You guys might recognize the day that this vlog was from, because if things go well, I want to get both animals in here. But anyways, if things go well, hopefully this announcement will have come right after the day I vlogged this video, assuming the rescue gets back to us quickly and they approve us and stuff. But I'm trying not to get too emotional, because I know, like, you know, just putting in an application for a dog doesn't guarantee you're gonna get them. They could decide that someone's a better fit, which I understand, but I'm hoping that they pick us. I saw this dog whose foster name is Leo about 3 or 4 weeks ago, and I haven't stopped thinking of him since. He's a 3-legged German Shepherd. Trevor had been asking about him over the last couple weeks, and today Trevor finally was like, okay, let me see the picture. And he was like, put in the application. So we just applied for a dog, and fingers crossed that we get him and we get selected for him, because like I said, I haven't stopped thinking about this dog at all. It's just been so hard, you know, with these two gone. We miss them so much, and obviously it's never a replacement. God, it's never a replacement. I would have given up, as much as like I want to help other dogs, I would have given up being able to have another dog for the rest of my life if I could have kept Spartacus, but it just wasn't in the cards, and it's not the way that life works. And we have a home and a lot of love to give, and we want dogs. We love dogs, and we have been talking about getting a dog for so long. It's crept up sooner and sooner and sooner. Trevor feeling like he didn't want to get a new dog for a year, and then, which was not going to work for me, then it moved to like 6 months, then it moved to April, then to March, then to the end of February, until today when Trevor's like, let me see his picture, and I was like, screw it, put in the application for this dog. So okay, I'm trying not to cry again. Like, we don't know for sure. Just because we put an application doesn't mean we're 100% gonna get him. I hope that we do. Fingers crossed, like toes crossed to everything. Everyone that we've contacted to let them know, like, hey, we put you down as a reference for us, they're all keeping their fingers crossed for us and stuff. So the intent of me filming this clip is that it's supposed to go in his adoption video. So fingers crossed I get to use this clip. I really want this dog. He's a little older than we intended to go. We were talking about getting a dog that was somewhere between like 6 months to like 1.5 years, and he's like 3.5 years old. But it's just one of those, you know, like I found his profile, I saw his photo, he has not left my mind. So yeah, just wanted to update you guys that this was the day that we put in the application, and I hope that the next clip is an update that we are moving forward in the application process. Anyways, I'm getting ahead of myself. I just wanted to record this clip so I have like a record of this day, that today was the day that we put in the application for this dog currently named Leo. So it's later that night. Sorry, I'm like misty. They already reached out to us, and we set up a call with Leo's foster mom, and I'm gonna talk to her tomorrow. We're gonna talk about Leo, make sure that, you know, he's a fit before we set up a meet and greet. So moved so much faster than we anticipated, but oh my god, it's just felt so empty in here without an animal. We thought we were gonna wait longer, but it's been very hard, and it's something that I've alluded to in vlogs, but you know, I never want to drag the vlogs down with anything like that. But behind the scenes, it's been very difficult. We miss Spartacus and Pip so much. I mean, our first choice if there was a genie would be to have both of them back, but other dogs need homes and loving families, and we can provide that, and we really want Leo. So hopefully tomorrow's call goes well, and I hope my next update is that we've set up a time to meet him. So I just got off the phone with Leo's foster parents, and I also got to I have to meet him on camera, you guys. I really hope that this does work out. Like, we talked to them about, you know, our experience with dogs and stuff, and they told us a lot about him. And yeah, I'm so excited. We actually are gonna meet him in person tomorrow. She's gonna bring him out here to a park nearby us. We're gonna meet Leo, and they told us that we can do as many meetings as we want to make sure that, you know, it's a fit and stuff. And our amazing trainer slash behaviorist actually offered to come. So I let her know when it was gonna be, and just if it happens to work out in her schedule, she's gonna pop by, kind of help facilitate the little meet and greet. But yeah, he's so silly. He's like vocal. So if he wants to be pet or something, he does this like kind of like moose roar at you, and then if he really wants attention, he'll do a little bark at you to demand to be pet and stuff. And I love like those kinds of like little quirks in dogs' personalities. Yeah, I'm just, oh god, I'm trying not to get like crazy excited, because like you never know, and what it comes down to is making sure that it is the right fit for him. But I'm really hopeful. I'm really excited to meet him. Just even seeing him on camera, he's so sweet. They said he's never had a problem with any human. He can sometimes get a little scared of strange dogs, but that's absolutely something that we could easily work with, and really keeping my fingers crossed. Hopefully we can give him his forever home soon here. It's the next day, and on our way to go meet Leo and his foster mom. Trevor's on his way from work because he wouldn't have had time to stop before, and we didn't want to ask her to meet too late. So we just kind of did like the earliest Trevor could get back here. We are meeting at a park in our city. We actually texted our trainer and let her know what was going on. She's so excited for us, which we appreciate. And my god, she was so sweet. She recommended doing the park as opposed to meeting at our house, and she actually offered to come if it worked out for her schedule. Unfortunately, it ended up not working for her schedule because we're moving so fast on this. Everything's like kind of last minute right now. So I totally understand her not being available. I was like, it's gonna be a miracle if you are available for this. So I thought that that was so nice of her to even offer. I told her, I'm like, the fact that you even offered to, we appreciate so much. And we told her like, we'll keep you in the loop of what's going on, so that, you know, if it does look like we are gonna move forward and we are gonna take home, we can set up a plan with you right away for a training schedule and stuff. So yeah, that is what's going on right now. I'm on my way there. I have had excited, anxious energy all day. Like all day I didn't know what to do with myself. I was just like watching the clock until it was time to leave. So I'm gonna be getting there like 5 minutes ahead, which is fine. Like I want to take like a second to like breathe really quick. But yeah, I'm so excited. I'm really hoping that he meshes well with us, and most importantly, because I've been like the one in communications more, I got to kind of like meet him a little bit yesterday on the video chat and stuff, so I feel somewhat familiar with him and I feel really good about him from what I've seen. So for me, the big win with this meeting would be him and Trevor getting along really well, because if Trevor gets along with him and falls in love with him, it's game over. We will request to adopt him. So yeah, one of two things is gonna happen out of this. Either we're gonna officially say yes, 1000% enthusiasm, we want to adopt him, or we will say we'd like to do another meeting just to make sure. So I'm almost there, and I will hopefully update you guys afterwards. I might take some video during, but it will be on my phone. I just don't want to like freak people out with the camera, you know? So yeah, I'll try to take some videos of our first meeting, not just for you guys, but for us as well, because if we adopt him, I would love to have that. So, okay, my battery is not 100%, so I'm gonna go ahead and turn you guys off. We'll talk to you guys afterwards and let you know what's going on. Obviously, if this video is going up, at some point we did decide to adopt him. I don't know why I'm acting like it's some big mystery right now, although to be fair, right now I'm like in the middle of it, so I don't know what's going on. Anyways, I'm overthinking it. I'll see you guys afterwards. So I didn't immediately update you guys last night because we definitely had a lot to discuss. We met Leo, and I'll put a couple clips on here. You guys, first off, absolutely extremely beautiful dog. I mean, such a stunning boy. Him on his 3 legs, he's still getting used to it. And he like forgets that he doesn't have the other one, so he like goes running and then he gets ahead of himself and he kind of like, he's very clumsy. He tumbles over himself, which is like sad but also so fucking cute. He's just got like so much energy. So much energy, which is what we needed to discuss. Because he has all of that excess energy, it manifests into anxiety, and for him that shows up as hyperfixation. He when we first met him, did not even register that we existed. He was just hyper fixated on his surroundings, on wanting to explore. He was not listening, which was a concern for Trevor. He's like, is the dog like never gonna listen? But the thing is, Trevor and I have done so much work with our behaviorist for Spartacus that we were able to recognize the anxiety and the hyperfixation is coming from the fact that he's not trained. He does know how to sit, he doesn't always listen. I got him to sit a few times, but he hasn't had the proper training for his breed. He is a working breed. The rescue thinks German Shepherd Doberman, but we called our trainer afterwards, talked to her about him, sent her videos and stuff, and she doesn't think Doberman. She thinks he might be a German Shepherd Australian Kelpie, which I'll put a picture of that on the screen, and you guys can see the markings are identical to his markings, which also too explains the energy, because both German Shepherds and Australian Kelpies, which are cattle dogs, are very high energy because they are working dogs. They need somewhere to channel that energy, and that's where training would come into place. And she's fully confident that, you know, if we get him into training, we start working on things with him and he starts learning tricks and learning to like work with us, that a lot of that anxiety and the hyperfixation is gonna melt away. Right now he's just doing that because he, again, has so much energy from being a working dog and also just from getting so many new surroundings that he just doesn't know where to put that energy, and it manifests into anxiety and hyperfixation. I will say the fact that he didn't even register us is actually probably one of the best scenarios that we could have gotten, because while we would have done the work for Spart's reactiveness and fear aggression for the rest of our lives in exchange for getting to keep him for the rest of our lives, which was not an option, and I think is one of the most unfair things about having a dog, is that you're gonna outlive them and it's not fair. But moving on from that, we just didn't want to have to do that again right away. We're not saying that we'd never work with another dog like that. In fact, I think Spark kind of gave me the passion to want to work with dogs that need work. But right now what we kind of need is a breather and to have a dog where we don't have to worry about people. And again, the fact that he ignores people is probably actually the best case scenario, even over being super excited for people, because his tendency to ignore people when he's in new situations probably disarms us the most. Because even if he was like positively interested in people around him in new situations, we'd still be like kind of like worried, because we're like, oh my god, can that flip? Versus him just being disinterested, that really disarms us and relaxes us, because we're like, oh, he doesn't even care that they're there. That's fine. But yeah, overall, very, very positive, leaning so hard to yes. Like I would say we're like 98% of the way there. We really love him. He's so funny. He sat in my lap immediately once he calmed down. He like sat in my lap like 3 times during our meet and greet, and I just like, my heart melted. He's such a sweet boy. He's rambunctious. He's super funny. He looks like a kangaroo when he's hopping around and losing his balance, which is it's sad, but it's like funny in the cutest way possible. And I already adore him. I want to bring him home, but before we do that, we just want to make sure that it's a fit all around. So the next step at this point is we're going to do a second meeting with him where he's going to come here to our house. We want to see him in our house. We do know that what you see with a dog for like the first month you have them is not necessarily indicative of their personality and their energy 100%, because it takes like honestly up to 3 months for a dog to fully feel comfortable in a new home. So we fully acknowledge and know that he's going to exhibit more anxiety than is normal for him in the first month to 3 months that he's with us. We're prepared for that. We know that. We have that in mind, and we would not judge him on that at all. So the second step is to bring him in here knowing he's going to be anxious and running all over the place, but our trainer is going to come as well to that session, and she's going to do a temperament test on him just so that we are fully prepared and aware about the amount of work that he needs. We know it's going to be a lot. Her telling us that it's gonna be a lot of work is not gonna be a deterrent for us. At this point, we just don't feel right saying yes 100% without getting that assessment and really going into this without our eyes fully wide open to the situation and without having a plan of knowing exactly how we're going to manage the anxiety with him, how we're going to manage that excess energy and stuff. That's the only missing piece of this puzzle that we need to fully say yes to adopting him. So we're going to get that session in very, very early next week. I mean, for you guys, I think it's probably going to be the next clip since he's coming here to the house. And I've reached out to the rescue. I let them know where we're at so they know that we're interested, and I hope that they're excited that we are very interested, because this poor dog, so we found out a little bit of background on him. They think he actually hurt his leg because he got hit by a car, and then it just didn't heal right. And then that's when they decided for him to be truly pain-free, it was best for him to just lose the leg. So that's why he only has 3 legs. It seems like it was due to getting hit by a car, which just makes me so sad, but also not completely sad because apparently car rides are still his favorite thing in the world. So in terms of emotional and mental didn't seem to traumatize him too bad. Like I had said earlier, he doesn't even notice that the leg is gone. He's a super happy boy, has no idea, thinks it's totally normal. He wasn't able to really use that leg much anyways before they amputated it. So to him, it made no difference. If anything, it actually improved him so much, because they said he's been so much happier without the leg. So as sad as that story is, that to me is like a happy ending, because at the end of the day, it gave him a better quality of life and made him a happier boy. And also too, this poor thing has just been bounced around from foster home to foster home until he was finally placed with his fosters, who do it with the intent of fostering to adopt, but their dog has decided she wants to be an only dog. So it's in the best interest of both dogs to separate them, which is why they're not gonna elect to keep him, but they do love him a lot. So I think that that bodes really well that they love him so much. But they let us know that they think that he's bounced around foster homes and hasn't had anything stick past a first meet and greet, because when he gets into new situations, he is at his most anxious, which is what we saw yesterday. And I completely 1000% understand how intimidating that could be for a lot of people. For us and our experience and having to become so knowledgeable about behavioral training and stuff, we were not fazed. It did not matter. Another person let their off-leash dog run up to him. Guys, please, if your dog does not have excellent, infallible recall, please do not be having them off the leash. Like, that recall has to be on point, because this guy kept trying to recall this dog and it would not come. It was not listening to him. It kept like wanting to like sniff Leo and be around Leo, and he got overwhelmed and he got a little upset, which is fine. That didn't faze us. He gave a very standard warning to like let everyone know he was not feeling that situation, so doesn't faze us at all. While we know why a lot of his anxiety and energy would turn a lot of people off, it's not something that would turn us off. And I'm a big believer in like things happening for a reason. I think that we had Spark so that we could have this knowledge and have these tools and this confidence with being able to deal with a lot of behaviors that may intimidate a lot of people. And I was talking to my cousin and Michelle, and I feel like it's almost like Spark's like, you guys got this. You guys did such a great job with me. You guys did so much work with me. You guys learned so much with me and did so much for me and did such a good job. You guys got this. You guys can handle him. You guys can give him the life and the home that he needs. Spark really prepared us to be able to take on dogs like this. So it kind of feels like, in a way, he's also rescuing Leo. So anyways, yeah, we understand why it's probably been a process to find people who aren't intimidated by Leo's energy and his anxiousness and stuff. Again, it's not something that phases us. We just want to have him here in a second session, meet with our trainer, and just be fully aware and realistic about what he needs before we say yes. We don't feel like it's responsible to say yes before we have all of that information. So I've been rambling. I'm sorry. The next step to this will be in a few days, bringing him here, getting that assessment done. Our trainer is going to do a temperament test and, like I said, kind of walk us through what she sees he needs as far as work goes. And I'm pretty positive right after that we will officially ask to adopt him. And then from there it might just be a few days before he officially comes home while we get paperwork and stuff squared away with the rescue. So looking promising, and hopefully you guys will be seeing more of Leo very soon. Clip you didn't see from the last vlog because I recorded it to go into this video, but Leo and his foster parents are on the way. Got everything cleaned up. Couch is doggy proofed again. And yeah, just super excited for him to get here. I'm like getting anxious. Like I'm like, I need one person to arrive because Trevor's gonna be arriving at the same time as everyone. And I'm just like, I really just like, I want to see him again. And I really hope that the temperament test goes well and that hopefully, fingers crossed, today we can text the rescue and tell them, hey, we want to officially adopt him. And then, you know, pay the adoption fee, fill out ownership paperwork, all of that stuff, and that he can come home by this weekend. That is the goal. He will have to go back home tonight because also too, like Trevor and I don't know if we're going to need to talk through any more things. Like we're both very on board with wanting to adopt him, just as long as his temperament test goes well. But I know that our trainer is very supportive of this decision, so I'm just manifesting it's gonna go well, and by this weekend we will be dog parents again. I mean, we're always dog parents. Spartacus is here in spirit, but physically we're gonna be dog parents again, and I'm fingers crossed, super anxious, very excited, and just like I said, just praying everything goes well.
You started off once we start after he was able to start moving around more.
So do it again, put him to sit, and then take his snout to his toes. There you go. Perfect.
Oh yes,
Good job.
got done with our meeting, and we can
Special guest, I guess you could say.
officially tell you guys we are adopting a dog.
Tripod.
Damn it. No, I'm gonna cut that out. We don't want to tell you guys too much about him. You guys will meet him in the next video. So I just got off the phone with the rescue and I turned in the paperwork. I sent in his adoption fee and I just checked his profile. Look at that. He's gonna come home. That definitely made me emotional to see his page turn to adopted, and now he just comes home in a couple days while he finishes up his vacation in Joshua Tree. That's where his foster parents are right now. They were doing like an Airbnb out there for a little bit because his foster mom was on sabbatical from work, so he was being a little desert dog for a little while. So yeah, he's just finishing up his Joshua Tree vacation with his foster parents, and then it actually works out because the day that we wanted him to come home is the day that they're actually going to move out of their Airbnb and move back home. So we're actually on the way for them then. So on his way back from Joshua Tree, he will be coming home officially. Very exciting. I actually am gonna head to PetSmart right now in a minute here and get him a leash. We did already order him a collar, so hopefully that comes in time. If not, he can use his collar that he's had, but we also wanted to get him a new leash. I wanted one that has like the extra loops on it so that you can shorten it. So I'm gonna go get that, and I can't remember if I told you guys. Yeah, basically the plan is, the reason why I'm not gonna go full out is because when he comes home that night, we're gonna take him to PetSmart and he can pick out all of his new stuff for the house. So just getting him the basics, what we need to be able to take him somewhere. So I'm just gonna finish up a couple things here from work and we will go get him a couple of things. Well, it's nice to have a reason to come back here. All right, so I'm looking for a particular Kong leash. Are these all? These are collars, aren't they? Yeah, leashes are over here. Ooh, maybe a top paw one. This is actually what Spurt had, but I really want it to have like the extra, this is it, like the extra handle. Maybe this color. Nope. See, we don't want this kind because he pulls so much. This has like too much give. We're looking for, okay, yeah, probably just a short one to start him off with because he needs to do a lot of work on the leash from what we've seen. So we will get him started here. So Leo comes home tomorrow. We are so excited. Like, I can't believe tomorrow we have a dog again. I'm so happy. And I got in touch with the rescue. They're gonna be sending over his medical records and everything. And we just signed him up for pet insurance, which we definitely wanted to do this time. We didn't have pet insurance for Spark before. We paid everything out of pocket and we did everything to make sure that he got all the care that he needed. We were just broke college students when we got him at the time. And a lot of the pet insurances that we were hearing about at the time were like very picky about what they covered. So back then we were like, oh, we're not gonna do it. We'll just pay out of pocket, which luckily for the most part, Spart was very, very, very healthy for most of his life. He just had like a couple of hiccups here and there, like his ACL repairment, which Trevor's dad and stepmom were so generous and they actually took care of that for us as a Christmas and birthday present that year. But you know, he also had like a couple other scares with a couple other bumps. So he had to get minor surgery to get like those removed and biopsied. And then obviously towards the end of his life, there was a lot of medical care there. And we're lucky that we're in a place that we were able to pay for all of that out of pocket. But this time around, we're like, let's get the insurance. And like, I know with pet insurance, you have to get it right away or else they are going to basically deny you for like a lot of quote unquote pre-existing things. Like we finally came around to it with Spart and we started looking into insurance for him a couple of years ago. And by that point we'd had him for so long that the quotes were just absolutely ridiculous. It was honestly just better for us to just put an emergency fund aside for him. But again, this time we are going with pet insurance. We went with Nationwide Pet Insurance. They were recommended to us by our neighbors who use them and absolutely love them so much. Their dog unfortunately had to get surgery to repair her leg, and apparently the vet had said more than likely her other leg is going to go out, and it did. And most insurances, I know that a lot of insurances are finicky about covering like leg stuff. They covered her first one, no problem. And then most other insurances won't cover the second one, but they covered the second one for her. So really good pet insurance. They were talking our ear off about them and we were like, we're convinced, we'll go with your pet insurance. So if you're about to get a pet or you just want to look into it and just put your pet on it. I don't know how much it would be if your pet's already like pre-existing with you, but the pet insurance that we went with is Nationwide Pet Insurance. And we actually decided to end up getting him a more premium plan because it was actually really affordable. So unless I run into any hiccups, his coverage is going to start in 2 weeks. So I'm going to call our vet as soon as we get the medical records from the rescue and set him up just for like a general checkup there in like the next 2 to 3 weeks. Besides that, the other prep that I'm doing right now, I never put this in our storage because I don't know, I just had a feeling feeling I shouldn't pack everything away right away. Though we do have to get one thing out of the storage that he's gonna use as a hand-me-down from his big brother. It's time to put the pet camera back. I'm hoping the cord is still reachable. I know it's still plugged in, but probably fell back here and I'm not crawling through that way. I think this was it. Oh, it wasn't. For some reason I thought it was a black cord. All right, time to plug you back in. And I still have the app on my phone. I just don't, whoops. I'll grab that in a second, but I just don't have it on my home screen anymore, so I'm gonna move it back to the home screen tomorrow once he gets here. But pet camera is secure. This is the WoPet treat dispenser and pet camera. So I can actually put treats in here, and then there's a button on my app that I press and it'll make it like a little noise and dispense a treat if you want. You can talk to your pet through this. You can like listen to your pet through this. Obviously you can like record them, get video, get photos, all of that stuff. It runs 24/7. It has night vision and it's like a wide angle. So actually I should probably open up the app and check it, make sure I like the angle. I think more like this way. But yeah, I really recommend this pet camera. I love it. It's been so nice to have and I'm very happy to bring it back out.